Hi guys, and welcome back to another video in this week's Dear Piggy JavaScript course. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This is a continuation of the previous video where we talked about switch functions and we kind of got into the very basics of a switch function. So now in this video, we're going to just dive a little bit deeper into switch functions and talk about the default keyword, which is very, very useful, and common cases, right? So both, I would strongly recommend you go ahead and check out the previous video, which kind of talks about all the basics for this video, right? So let's go ahead and talk about the default keyword. So the default keyword, in my opinion, is kind of like a fallback plan, which is kind of saying if none of the cases match, or if none of the cases are happening, then what should I do? Like, default is kind of saying, if all else fails, then do this. So pretty useful, right? Because not everything always goes to plan. So let's kind of go back and look at the previous switch function that we talked about. Remember, what we did was we created a variable called day that had no real value, and then we would change the value every single time based upon, say, based upon whatever case it was. And the case was determined by the date, specifically the getDay function, which would give us either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And today it's a Friday for me when I'm making the video, so it's going to give us a 5. Right? So now what I want you to see here is that we have cases 0 through 6, every single one of them. We've covered all bases 100%. There is no possible other answer because you won't get an answer like -2 or 7 or anything like that. While this is the case for date, probably in most real life situations, this is not always going to happen. There are going to be so many things that are per se like not going to happen 100%. There's things that are going to go wrong, out of your control, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, there actually is one thing you can do. You can write your code to use the default plan, which is going to say if any of these cases have not been met, go ahead and stick with the original plan, buddy. That's all you're going to have to do. So basically, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of all the cases and just leave us with the empty switch function. Now, let's go ahead and write a case. So say case 0 is Sunday. Then in case of Sunday, we would set day, or this time I'm not going to say text. I'm going to just set it to text because I don't want it to be day. This is where I can write whatever we want. Time, Monday is tomorrow, right? Monday is tomorrow. So that is when we have case 0, when it's a Sunday. Now don't get me wrong, I love Sundays. Let's see, let's skip a few cases. Let's skip Monday. And then let's go ahead and say Tuesday. Text is equal to, not rext, text is going to be equal to, let's see, what do you guys think about Tuesdays? Personally, for me, Tuesdays are just kind of like, Tuesdays exist. If you guys understand what I mean, Tuesdays exist, but I don't have any particular feeling for Tuesdays, right? Nothing ever happens on Tuesdays. Not quite a bad day because it's not Monday, but we're not that far along in the week either. Say case 3, and in this case it would be Wednesday, so we would say we are almost done with school week. And then case 4 would be a Thursday. So this would quite literally be one more day of school. And let's skip Friday. So say we don't cover our bases for Friday. We go on to Saturday, which is our last case, and we say, it's the weekend. Now, in my opinion, I love Fridays the best because you look forward to the weekend, and Friday nights are always a blast because you can just stay home and relax. So Fridays are the best day. Now, if we look here, we have Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, but we don't have Monday or Tuesday. Now, we're pretending that this is not human error. It's not just me purposely avoiding these days, but it was just something that happened. This is where we would use default. We would say default, and then in here we would say what should happen if none of these cases work. We would say it has to be the best or worst day, right? Because it has to either be Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, if I didn't know that I skipped Monday and Tuesday, this message would look different, right? But since for now I'm basically saying this default is supposed to be a fallback plan, because today is a Friday, it doesn't meet any of these requirements. So then it would go look for default, and it would say it has to be the best or worst day. Now I'm going to run my code, and I would like to see if any of you guys can tell me what is going wrong. But before I do that, let me go ahead and say print out text, right? We just want text. We don't need anything else. Run our code. It gives me, what does it give me? Give it a second. It gives me, it's the weekend. Well, not quite the weekend, but why did it give me the message for case 6? Because we didn't put the break keyword, right? We did it successfully. The switch keyword as of now is working. It ran through and it realized none of these cases worked, and then I went to default. However, it did print out default, but we did not break. We did not use the break keyword. We did not exit the switch function. So it kept on going and printed out the last possible thing. So in order to prevent that, we are going to use the break keyword, which is going to exit the switch function every time we finish a case. That way there's not gonna be the cases where you just get the last one automatically. So go ahead, add in your break functions, break keywords here, and run your code. So now when we run our code, it says it has to be the best day or the worst day. And lucky me, it's the best day of the week. It's Friday, right? So that's really exciting. But basically what the default keyword is going to do is it's going to catch any, how should I phrase this? It's going to catch any cases that have not, it's kind of like, what should happen if none of the cases are true? So if it's not case 0, 2, 3, 4, or 6, right? So that is the default. It's going to do basically what should happen if it's not any of these cases. So that is the default keyword. So part 1 of this video, check. Next part we're going to work with are common cases. So as you can tell, a lot of these cases can get repetitive, especially as we work on days of the week, right? Because Saturday and Sunday are both weekends. Thursday and Friday are both towards the end of the week. Wednesday is just kind of in the middle, just kind of there. And then Monday and Tuesdays are, oh my gosh, the week has just started, right? This gives you, a lot of them give you the same feeling, the same vibe. So what we're going to do is instead of having to write something new for every single case, we're going to be able to overlap cases. So cases can share the same output. Let me go ahead and do that. So, oh, one thing that I wanted to talk about for default. Sorry guys, I forgot this. But default, I put this at the top. You can put default at the bottom as well. So, whoops, let me get rid of that first. You can put default at the bottom, but pay attention to break. If you put default at the very top, then you need to have the break keyword. If you put default at the bottom, the break keyword is not required because it's at the end anyways. Anything that's at the end of your switch function does not need a break keyword. So if I were to put the default at the end, then I would not need a break keyword. Just something to keep in mind. All right, let me get rid of all this so that we can go ahead and start our common cases. So common cases. I think this is one of the easiest things to understand. So let's start off. Case 0 and case 6 are best buddies, right? Case 0 and case 6 are best buddies. Now, case 1 and case 2 are also pretty much the same thing because Monday and Tuesdays are the same thing, to me at least. Case 2. Now, case 3 is in a class of its own. Nothing's really the same as a Wednesday, right? And then case 4 and case 5 are the same thing. As you can tell, I've put things a little bit out of order. I've gone 0, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is a reason. Let me go ahead and separate things like this. As we said before, case 0 and case 6 were the same. So if I want to give the same message here, all I'd have to do is for case 6 and case 0, not put anything. Don't put anything for case 0. Don't put anything for case 6 and put what you want for the output for both of them. So then change text to be, it's the weekend, baby, right? We're so happy it's the weekend. Now, this is going to apply for both case 0 and case 6. So whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday, it's both going to print out, it's the weekend, baby, right? Now, for case 1 and case 2, we want them to also print out the same thing. So I would say text is equal to, it's the start of the week, right? So nothing exciting about that. It's just the start of the week. And so whether it's a Monday or Tuesday, it'll do the same thing. Case 3 is different. It's a Wednesday, so we have to give it its own message because it's in a class of its own. So hump day. And then last but not least, Thursday and Friday are both towards the end of the week. So we can both say almost the weekend for both of these days. Right, so we can see that common cases are very, very helpful because what they do is they let you use the same output for several different cases. So the same thing will happen for multiple cases, which can be useful, right? What's something that I'm missing, guys? I heard it. It was the break function. It was the break keyword. Because remember, every time you finish a case or a common case, you need to exit the switch function. Otherwise, you're going to end up with everything showing up as almost the weekend since it's the last part. All right, so let's run this code and make sure it works. So run your code and we get, what do we get? Almost the weekend. Basically, it's saying that it went through and looked and it said, is it case 0 or 6? Nope, then it's not going to print out this text. Is it case 1 or 2? Nope, it's not going to print out this text. Is it case 3? Nope, don't print out hump day. Is it case 4? No, but is it case 5? Yes. So it printed out almost the weekend. So common cases are the same output for 1 plus, so at least one case. All right, guys, this was a pretty productive video. We learned about the default keyword, which is kind of like our fallback plan, what should happen if none of the cases are matching. And then we learned about the common cases, which are basically where you want to do the same thing for multiple different cases, right? So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.